Speaking up in meetings can be a nerve-wracking, highly stressful experience. These moments when the spotlight is on us and we know that we have to pull it off and perform. The larger and more senior the audience, the higher the pressure and the more likely that our nerves start to flutter and our confidence vanishes. And while we decide to remain silent and invisible, we are wasting yet another opportunity to get our voice heard, build our credibility, and showcase the value that we contribute. Don't let this happen to you. In this video, we're going to explore 7 strategies that, if applied, will help you in speaking up confidently in meetings. Hi there and a very warm welcome to the channel. My name is Sabine Renner. I'm an organizational psychologist, leadership coach and trainer, and researcher in the field of positive psychology. On this channel, you will find proven and actionable tips, tools, and strategies that help you take the lead, advance in your career, and succeed at work and beyond. Meetings are an excellent opportunity to present yourself and your thoughts and ideas to others. Being comfortable with speaking up in meetings and voicing your opinion is extremely important to get ahead, advance your career, and move to the next level. Yet, we've probably all been there, sitting in a meeting, feeling afraid and hesitant to share our thoughts, throw in an idea, or to ask a question. What if we say something wrong? What if the question that I'm asking or the comment that I'm making upsets somebody? Or what if my comments trigger questions to which I don't have the answer? Sounds familiar? Well, if so, then it's time to change your strategy and to get comfortable with speaking up. And it all starts with strategy 1. Change your perspective. If you want to become more comfortable with speaking up in meetings, it is important to lean into the idea that it will most likely not magically happen overnight and instead decide to embark on a learning journey. And a great first step in this regard is to actually look at the mindset and your thoughts patterns that prevent you from contributing. Based on my experience, a lot of the anxiety around speaking up in meetings comes from the pressure that we put on ourselves to perform well. From the idea that when we raise our voice, all eyes are on us and we have to deliver. Whatever we say or do, it needs to be perfect, because of course we don't want to embarrass ourselves. Our inner critique gets louder and louder, we start doubting ourselves, fear kicks in, leaving us paralyzed. We stay quiet, play it safe, and better don't say a word that could cause us to leave a bad impression. Sounds familiar? Well, then let me offer 2 refrains in this regard. The first one is to actually learn to embrace this fear and the purpose that it has, and that is to protect you from embarrassing yourself by being unprepared. It is a reminder that you actually have to do your job and get ready by preparing yourself for the opportunity and to then focus when delivering. And the second is to reframe what speaking up in a meeting is actually about, and to realize that it is not about proving yourself, but instead about making a meaningful, valuable contribution that helps achieve the best possible outcome and conclusions during the meeting. If you are invited to a meeting, there's a reason for it. There is an interest in your thoughts, perspective, and experience. And if you are new to the team, you hold a junior position, or you just have very little relevant experience in the respective field, remember that looking at topics with a fresh eye and offering new perspectives can indeed be extremely valuable. So instead of seeing your inexperience as a liability, start to see it as an asset, something that you have to offer. And your contribution is wanted and needed. So make sure it's being heard, and sharing your thoughts and ideas proves that you're capable of the job and at the right place. And as becoming more confident in speaking up in meetings is indeed a learning journey, it is so important to put progress over perfection and to start taking small steps. And this is where strategy 2 comes in very handy. Strategy 2. Be prepared to contribute. A little preparation can make a huge difference. With the right level of preparation, it becomes much easier to speak up and share your thoughts and ideas, knowing that you actually have thought them through and that your ideas are carefully and intentionally crafted and not just a jumble of random thoughts. So spend some time ahead of the meeting and familiarize yourself with the meeting agenda and the topics that will be discussed. What questions do you have with regard to those topics? What ideas could you share? Who else will attend, and how could your expertise be of help or interest to these people? Try to come up with ideas that you can contribute early on, ideally at the beginning of the meeting, so that you get by your fears early. Think about how you could share these in a succinct, easy to understand way. Keep in mind that as humans we have a limited attention span, which is particularly important when you try to convey complex topics. What is your key message? What are the most important points backing up this message? Don't hesitate to jot down your thoughts and to even practice out loud what you want to say. Having clarity about what you want to say and knowing how you want to say it will not only calm down your nerves quite substantially, it will also help you in being perceived as a thoughtful, intentional, and effective contributor. Strategy number 3, show up early. While it can be very tempting to arrive at a meeting just in time, particularly to avoid awkward small talk and save time in your probably very busy schedule, showing up early can actually be a real game changer. Not only can you familiarize yourself with the setting, but even more importantly, you have the opportunity to connect with other meeting attendees and have a first conversation. This will make it much easier to actually contribute once a meeting has started. Strategy 4. Listen actively and ask questions. In order to know when and how to speak up in a meeting, it can be extremely helpful to hone the skill of active listening. Active listening is a communication skill that involves going beyond simply hearing the words that have just been said, but also seeking to understand the meaning and intention behind them. It is about listening not to immediately respond to what has been said, but to instead understanding first and to then linking your own thoughts to what has been said before. So the different contributions are building on each other instead of competing against each other. Active listening includes an open body language that shows that you are tuned into the conversation, and it also means to use verbal and non-verbal affirmations such as nodding or saying "I agree" to show that you are paying attention. These affirmations also reflect what is resonating with you, and they are providing you with a low threshold opportunity to actively participate in the conversation. Active listening also includes asking powerful questions. Asking a question is a great way to participate. Even if you don't have a new idea or a meaningful thought to contribute, you can still join the conversation by asking questions that help to deepen everybody's understanding of the topic at hand or invite others to explore different perspectives. Strategy 5. Be conscious of your verbal and non-verbal language. This strategy is about becoming aware of how you potentially get in the way of being heard. How? By using ineffective verbal or non-verbal language, meaning body language. Let's start with the latter. How do you show up in a meeting? How do you sit or stand? Do you have an open, calm posture, or do you fiddle around nervously? Do you sit tall, shoulders back and demand space, or do you make yourself small and invisible? Do you hold eye contact, or are you staring down? Your body language not only affects how others perceive you, it also influences how you feel, and you want to feel confident. So ask yourself, how would a confident person show up in this situation? And then mimic that behavior. It might feel a bit awkward at the beginning, but you will grow into it. Breathing can also help you in calming down your nerves. Take deep breaths into your belly and then slowly exhale. Then consciously choose your words. Don't use words that sound tentative. Play down your thoughts and ideas or invite others to doubt them, like, "Oh, I might be wrong here. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not an expert in this." Instead, say something along the lines of, "Well, I think my initial reaction to this is," or "based on my experience." And in case you want to disagree with somebody, statements such as, "Well, I have concerns about," or "I have a different perspective," will help you in getting your message across. If you have something to contribute, make it a statement. Don't frame it as a question for it to sound softer or less assertive. Speak in a calm way and make pauses. There's actually no need to nervously rush through your point, and make sure that others can hear you well. Strategy 6. Proactively sign up for an active role. Proactively reach out to the meeting organizer to offer your support in conducting the meeting. Could you, for example, facilitate parts of the meeting or present certain pieces of information? Are there any follow-up action steps that you could take on and then provide an update during the next meeting? Not only do you show that you are interested and willing to contribute, but your initiative will also provide you with an opportunity to actively participate in the meeting in a way that you can intentionally prepare for. And then the last strategy number 7, which is to learn from others. One of the best things you can do to fasten your learning curve is to search for role models and consciously observe what they say, how they say it, and how they conduct themselves in meetings. Note what is working. Write it down and then start to put it into practice, one meeting at a time. And make sure you celebrate each contribution, no matter how small, along the way, as it will surely help you in not only becoming more and more confident in the way you show up in meetings, but also help you in having the impact you desire to have. I hope you find these insights helpful. Hit the subscribe button to stay tuned to learn more proven actionable tips, tools and strategies that will help you take the lead, advance in your career and succeed at work and beyond. And in case you would like to learn more about how to listen actively, have a look at this video. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.